Hey guys, Deathslayer Magic here, and Wizards pulled a sneaky on us. January 14th, 2021 is apparently Ban and Restricted Announcement Day. They did announce a while ago that they aren't gonna do them on a schedule because they realize it's such a mess that it needs more quicker adjustments. They blamed it somehow on COVID. They said something about because of COVID and the shift to digital, we need to move faster because digital moves faster. Oh yeah, because people at F&M playing paper don't just copy digital. Are you kidding me? Hell, digital and paper just copy MTG Goldfish. So I've got to say, though, we haven't had a ban announcement in a long time, and I wonder if that's on purpose by Wizards, kind of saying, everybody's making fun of us because we keep banning stuff, so we gotta go 3 months without banning anything. Well, I mean, I don't particularly follow Modern or, Pauper, Legacy, Vintage, any of that really, so I couldn't tell you how good or bad the metas are right now. I've heard some rumblings that they're not great. According to Magic Aid's channel with his wonderful new Tybalt's Trickery deck that wins on turn 1 80% of the time, I can tell you how healthy the Modern meta is about to be. But I guess for this particular announcement, they hadn't seen his video yet. You guys should go check it out. It's blowing up, and it should, because it really is something. I love Magic Aids. The obvious solution is to ban Tybalt's from Modern, but they don't usually ban brand new cards. They usually blame something else or get rid of something where it's okay, that's the 5th time this card has been problematic and they just get rid of it. My sights would be on Simian Spirit Guide. Unfortunately, there's 3 Cascade enablers and 3 mana enablers, 4 if you count the land, I believe. And the deck legit, 60, 70, 80% of the time wins on turn 1 in Modern. And Legacy and Vintage, I would assume. So we're either going to see Tybalt be the new Oko, where he's banned from every format that exists and future formats you can maybe kind of start thinking of right now, already banned. Oh gee, or maybe they'll finally get rid of all the too much mana too early crap that's just gimmicky glass cannon combo enablers. Because straightforward normal decks that run a curve don't play that shit, okay? They just don't. So yeah, despite Modern being about to be the most ban-needed format, they haven't addressed it in this one because they probably finalized this decision 3, 4, 5 days ago. So that's the explanation of what's going on there, because otherwise I knew people would be like, yeah, but what about this? I just saw this. Also, I mean, Kaldheim's not out yet. Just saying. So if you haven't actually seen the ban and restricted announcement article for today yet, so you don't know what they banned yet, you get to play along at home. Let's play. What did they just ban? Was it A, Scoot Swarm, B, Luris, C, Zenith Flare, D, Ruin Crab, E, Zareth, or F, all of the above. And also Lotus Cobra, Torbrand, Fiery Emancipation, Ember Cleave, Winota, Auspicious Star, Extreme Crawler, Luminarch, Aspirant, Veto, Doom Foretold, Peer into the Abyss, Brash Taunter, Ugin, Relic Robber, Outlaws Merriment, Yorion, Victor's Envoy, and Drowned in the Loch. If you picked F, the F stands for Fantasy, which is what that is. So which one of those problem cards did they ban? And I'll give you a hint, it's not more than one of them. Unfortunately. Well, the answer is, and pause if you still want time to think, fucking none of them. What are you, stupid? They demand shit from Standard. They didn't fix a fucking thing. But don't worry, everybody. Pauper is saved. Well, hallelujah, our prayers have been answered. So what they did do is they banned Fall from Favor from Pauper. That's it. Didn't touch Standard, didn't touch Modern. Nothing else. So you're probably looking at this and you're like, okay, a 3-cost aura, enchant creature. When it enters battlefield, tap enchanted creature and you become the Monarch. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller's untap step unless that player is the Monarch. A 3-color pin down that doesn't stop activated or triggered abilities with an out. You might be thinking, what? You ever heard of Container and Crust? Literally better cards, but the problem here is the Monarch, and I mean, I'm no big Pauper player, but I know just enough about the meta to get where they're going here, for sure. And I'll try and explain what the fundamental problem is here, but it's based heavily off of what Wizards says, so let's just read the whole thing here. Magic Online League data and tournament results for the Pauper format have shown that the recent edition of Fall from Favor is having an adverse effect on the metagame. By the way, it was in Commander Legends and it was not a reprint, so yeah, it is a brand new card. Serving as both a creature removal tool and a card advantage engine, because, Monarch, draw 2 cards. Fall from Favor pushes out aggressive creature decks and places too much emphasis on the player becoming and remaining the Monarch before opposing decks can prepare counterplay. To create more space in the metagame for aggressive decks that punish slower decks and reduce the importance of the Monarch mechanic early in the game, Fall from Favor is banned in Pauper. We're aware that there is continued community discussion around other aspects of the metagame, including but not limited to the role of Tron, which don't even get me started. That has no place in a Pauper whatsoever. Or any format. I hate Tron. Everybody hates Tron. Anyway, other Monarch-based strategies, really, you don't say. And finally, blue aggressive decks. Which, that's a thing, I assure you. However, we wanted to take action to address Fall from Favor's impact on the environment prior to the upcoming Magic Online Qualifier Tournament on January 23rd. Okay, so you didn't want to take a closer look at and reconsider Monarch-based strategies Tron and blue aggro until after the tournament because you didn't want to disrupt, what people were going to play because it's in like a week, but also you're banning Fall from Favor. Those seem to contradict each other a bit, but yeah, they've done that before. They've waited on a ban until after a tournament. I get it. I'm just saying it would take me maybe 3-4 days to rebuild a brand new deck, test it, and get good with it. And everybody going into a tournament, just in case, should have a backup deck all set to go just in case. Just in case the meta shifts, just in case of a ban. Okay, that's just what you should do if you consider yourself a professional, serious player. I'm just saying. One of them, they're like, the tournament's only in 19 days. We don't want to disrupt it. People are like, 19 days? And then they waited for a standard ban until after it. And then the tournament was just a bunch of mirror matches of Oko. It's like, just ban Oko. Everybody can build something else. They have like 2.5 weeks. 2.5 weeks to come up with a new deck and playtest it. Are you kidding me? And by the way, that opinion I just expressed seemed to be the opinion of 99% of the community as well. So I don't even care if their statement contradicts itself. It doesn't make sense no matter which way you go with it. So, okay. So anyway, they say, we'll continue to watch the evolution of the environment through that event and beyond, and we'll make further adjustments as necessary based on play data, tournament results, and community feedback. So, I mean, I can't believe that this crappy 3-cost only removes one card with a giant downside that paints a target on your back, although it's 1 versus 1. Who the hell else are they going to attack? I can't believe that this was enough where they're like, emergency ban, we don't care if there's a tournament on the 23rd, we have to get rid of this. We're looking at the numbers on Magic Online from league data, and it's insane. Goodbye, Fall from Favor. I can't believe that card is that powerful. However, the whole idea of the Monarch was in Conspiracy. Conspiracy was intended to be, and by Wizards' own order for the Conspiracy events, a multiplayer format. So when I went and drafted it in paper, we played multiplayer. We did a 3 and then a 4-person match. And it was like as fun as multiplayer can be. Honestly, the game, just Magic the Gathering in general, is not built for multiplayer. Whatever deck you have, it's designed to beat and to defend against one player. As soon as there's 3 players, if they decide to gang up on you, there's basically nothing you can do. That actually happened to be one match. They denied that there was any collusion, and then it almost turned into a fist fight because I don't let shit like that go. And then I finally got them to admit it so that basically I didn't throw a chair at them. Nobody playing Magic likes to get beat by circumstances outside of their control. So if 2 people show up, they're friends, they're in a play group, they play D&D together, and they don't know you, so they have a little wink, wink, nod, nod pact that they're not going to attack each other, well, then the whole game's rigged and everything goes to shit, and you can't win. Well, oh, how much fun, yay. And that exact complaint was extremely widespread for all of the draft events. My whole comment section where I was, kind of post-gaming it was just filled with people saying, everybody who showed up and were friends didn't attack each other, and then they all just won, and it was crap. So then remember that they threw new Monarch stuff, and reprinted Monarch stuff too, I think, into Commander Legends, and Commander is traditionally multiplayer, because, in my best estimation, the 2 major multiplayer formats, which was Draft Conspiracy, or Conspiracy Draft, and Commander, they both benefit from it, because now instead of just, oh, we're friends, oh, this person was nice to me on the way in, or all this politicking, metagaming crap, which can be interesting, can be the whole point of multiplayer, and can be fun if you don't take it seriously, or it can completely and utterly ruin the game, they're adding another factor to it. So it was so unbelievably huge of an advantage to be the Monarch that just everybody would just swarm whoever's the Monarch if they thought they could get through. Like you might think, oh, I want to knock this person out because I don't like them. I don't like their deck. I don't like what they said to me. I don't, they're not my friend. I don't know them. At F&M, they're a net decking douche. I want to attack them. But if I attack this person with my 1/1 flyer instead, I can become the Monarch. It can outdraw everybody 2-1. Then I can crush everybody who I don't like. So it was supposed to throw a monkey wrench in the whole politicking alliances crap. I've never heard Wizards say that, but like that has to be what they were going for. So you take something where the whole point of the Monarch was to be the big coveted, oh, I need that. Oh, I want to take that from the other person because it's such a huge advantage. Take that from multiplayer, which is what it was designed for, and throw it into 1v1, and then throw it into 1v1 Pauper. Specifically, the lowest powered format, and take something where the power level doesn't scale down just because of the rarity. Well, that doesn't work. And then, what's the most consistent, best way to always make sure that you're the Monarch? Because nobody in 1v1 Pauper is going to be the Monarch if they think their opponent could be the Monarch for 1/3 of the game. Okay? Giving your opponent that many extra cards and then scrambling to hit them in a swing that you didn't necessarily want to take. Maybe burn an ambush fly card, burn a boost card just to get through, just to retrieve Monarch status. Ugh, feels bad, man. So people are going to primarily put it in decks where they are very confident that they can stay the Monarch, which would be blue control. And there are pretty, relative to the other colors because it's restricted to common cards only that are lower powered, aggressive blue decks. So you play the control color, you still got enough creatures to win the game with, and then you just make sure you can fend off their attempts to become the Monarch, and there you go. And it's just too powerful. Monarch is too powerful for 1v1 Pauper. So for them to say we're going to keep looking at it, yes. And then Tron, are you kidding me? It's a damn modern deck. Yeah, maybe you should take a modern, formerly tier 1 deck and take it out of Pauper. Let's think that one over. And then, oh surprise, mono blue decks are taking over because it's control but still has solid creatures. Yeah, look at the history of Pauper bans. So it's like those two are obvious, but then the third one on the list that they listed was Monarch-based strategies. I would just take every Monarch card and ban them across the board. Every single one. It's never going to be fair because it wasn't designed to be fair. It was designed to be unfair. That's the point. It's for multiplayer. It's a politicking, alliance breaking, backstabbing thing, okay? It'd be like if the US goes to Canada and they're like, hey, we're allies, everything's cool. And then all of a sudden they're like, Canada, you're stockpiling an awful lot of thermonuclear nukes. What's going on over there? Or if you're just entering a world war and you're like, we're allies for now, but look how powerful they're getting. They have this huge weapon. What if it comes down to just us and they decide that they want to rule the world by themselves? And that's the whole point, is to make you turn on your friends and try to get Monarch status and just be like, I just wanted Monarch. I'm just swinging to get Monarch. I'm not actually attacking you. And it worked. I've seen some pretty hilarious games. So I'm not saying it's a bad mechanic. I'm just saying it does not fit 1v1 Pauper, and they need to address it. They need to get rid of it permanently. Absolutely. But like I said, if I seem a little bit like I don't care, it's because I don't play Pauper. I don't know that much about the meta. I've only been following it a little bit. I'd rather see them fix the number one most important, most money-making format, which is standard. And by me, I mean if I were in their shoes. And also back to me again, because that's what Arena primarily is standard. It's like, you want to keep losing people or you want to make money? Fix standard. What the hell? What are you thinking, Wizards? The whole, if they play Zenith Flare, I lose, and if they don't hit Zenith Flare, then I win. That is stupid. That is not a good game. That's a bad gameplay mechanic. It's what's referred to as a binary win condition. They either do or they don't, and it's completely out of your hands. Unless you're holding a counterspell. Blue-black rogues, it just wins too much. They have counterspells, they have removal, their creatures are bigger than yours, and they can resurrect them. That is too many things, and they need to address it immediately. And then, Xerath is free casting. So in my opinion, 2 of the rogues have to go. Not just Xerath, 2 of them. Just wait until we get Changeling in with rogues. It's going to be a nightmare. So they have to do something about it eventually. So why not now? During a ban and restricted announcement. What the hell are they waiting for? People aren't interested in the format right now. So fix it right now. Literally, what are they waiting for? The game is bleeding and they're doing nothing. The other one that just is so egregious is Peer into the Abyss, with just a combo with every time you draw a card, you lose a life, whatever the hell that is. And then the other 35 cards are control. Who wants to play against that crap? That is literally just Approach of the Second Sun all over again. That's trash. That is absolute garbage. It's a binary win condition, gimmicky, stupid, counter in and I win, you get it off and I lose, binary win condition, glass cannon, whatever the hell you want to call it, not fun, repetitive, boring, stupid, predictable trash. And nobody wants 30 plus cards of control. Nobody wants to play against that. Haktos, I'm sick of that stupid unfair card. You cannot get rid of him. Dream Trawler, you cannot get rid of Dream Trawler. When it enters the battlefield, either one of them, there is nothing you can do to get rid of it within reason. And that is such a bullshit board state to generate as well. I guess there is nothing I can do. There are no cards in my deck that can solve this. Oh boy, what do I do now? Guess I lose then. Guess I die. Oh well. Winota, just turn 4 or 5. Oh, here, I have my entire deck and they're all indestructible. Screw you. That right, banned it once, ban it twice. What the hell are you waiting for? You should have banned the actual source. Winota. The second that Dirge Bat enters the battlefield, you know that if you don't immediately blow it away, you are not going to stick a creature as long as the game goes on. Until that thing leaves the battlefield, every single time you bring something into play, they're going to morph on top of it, or mutate, or whatever the hell, and your creature's gone. And then you've got Dirge Bat's friend, whoever the hell that other black card is, which is the same damn effect. And they run both. So now it's an 8 of. That is a bad game state. It's a bad card. Outlaws Merriment plus Party, you do absolutely nothing and get nonstop free creatures for no mana, no penalty, no tap, no discard. There is no downside whatsoever. You just, here, have a free party member. Have a free creature for doing nothing. Luminarch Aspirant, here, have a free counter. Counters are pretty damn powerful for doing nothing. The trigger is upkeep happened. Or whatever, combat happened, whatever the hell is on that damn card. Embercleave, you have 1/2 of one phase to respond or you lose. Well, my deck doesn't do that. Guess I just die. I mean, you guys have to identify with these situations and realize that they should never happen in a game of Magic ever. They are going way too far. It's not about, oh, I want to win and I'm losing to these cards. That's not it, okay? Magic the Gathering is designed so that you're having fun even if you lose. There is nothing fun about Zenith Flare, Peer into the Abyss, Scoot Swarm times 64 because they dropped it on turn 3. And I mean, I could go on and on and on. That stupid colorless mythic that clones everything, that thing's a piece of shit. That's broken as shit. Relic Robber, oh great, what am I going to do? Board wipe myself? Auspicious Starix, into Auspicious Starix, into Auspicious Starix. Oh, you just free cast 1/3 of your deck. Great, that's fair. I'm sure I'll be able to come back from you summoning 12 creatures into play in 2 turns. Yep, that's a fair board state. Stuff like that, Wizards needs to identify and they need to ban. So that's why I'm so pissed about today's ban announcement not involving Standard. But they've either abandoned it until what? The next rotation in 10 months? Are you kidding me? Or they think somehow the next set Kaldheim is going to fix these? What the hell is Kaldheim going to do about Peer into the Abyss and Zenith Flare? What? Tell me, Wizards, what are they going to do to fix those decks? Bring out something worse that players hate even more, that wins even earlier? Send even more control into the game so that all people play as control? Board wipe Giants, where it's just an asymmetric board wipe and you can't play any other tribal than Giants? I mean, yes, clearly that is what they think will happen. I mean, they could ban everything I just mentioned, and then, well, Ugin's still legal, Veto is still legal, Rune Crab is still legal, Torbrand is still legal. Are they just scared that they would be so embarrassed and have such a black eye if they banned a dozen cards out of Standard? Because that's what it would take. You don't just ban Winota and Dream Trawler and Luris and Peer into the Abyss and Brash Taunter and Ugin and Relic Robber and leave Starix and Zenith Flare and Scoot Swarm in the game and Lotus Cobra. You don't do that, okay? That's called making the problem worse. You either get it all in one sweep or you just left some broken shit there and then also lower deck diversity. So, I mean, do they just legit not have the balls to pull the trigger on fixing Standard? My thinking is yes, but they also really like money and not losing 1 million players every quarter, which is what they've been doing. I'm not kidding. I did not just make that up. That is actually happening. Or so the best estimate from a third-party tracking app for Arena would suggest. If anything, that number's conservative. So my thinking is, if they didn't do it now, then when? And the answer isn't when, it's when are they going to announce that they're rotating Standard 6 months early? Because that has to be it. That has to be what they're planning. If you don't just say, haha, we're banning 15 cards, whoopsies, and then people just never let them forget it. The next 5 years, you'll be hearing about, remember that time when they had to ban 15 cards in one announcement? Or you could just call it, hey, we're rotating it early because we considered it before, people didn't like it, but oh well, digital, this and that, we'll compensate you, we'll make a better mastery pass, we'll give you more wild cards, nobody's playing paper right now anyway. The lands aren't very valuable anyway, it's like, double face cards and temples, oh, whatever, they ain't worth anything anyway, so everybody was so concerned about their lands not being playable for 6 months less time than they would be now. That was the big counter argument, and that was the beginning and the end of the counter argument. There were no other arguments. And the counter argument was 8 sets is too many. So if they just kind of casually say, yeah, we decided to actually, we're going to rotate it early now. Then if I'm not mistaken, if they did that, that would be, I keep nicknaming it the Harry Potter set. It's the Hogwarts knockoff set. The something wizardry school. That one would be the trigger of the next rotation, and we would lose 2 sets? Which aren't all the problematic cards, but they might think, okay, we'll do that, and then maybe we'll ban like 3 cards on top of it. And then maybe the addition of the new cards, different ways to play, different mechanics, different archetypes, and then the loss of 2 full sets plus a couple individual strategically banned cards all simultaneously, that'll be the easiest way to rip off the Band-Aid and fix everything. That has to be what they're doing. I have no other explanation for them not including a standard card or 14 other cards in the ban announcement today. There is no other explanation other than they've abandoned Standard. Standard is now just a vehicle to sell Commander players new cards. Which, okay, probably equally as likely as they're just gonna drop on us, hey, we're rotating it early. But mark my words, do not be surprised, nor will I, if they announce that they are rotating it in the middle of 2021, because I really see that coming. Either that or nobody's going to play Standard. They're going to continue to lose money and lose customers, which are really hard to get back, which is really expensive to your bottom line, Wizards, because you can't just sit there and not fix it. You can't do it. And if you say, oh, but Des, you're in the minority. You're in the tiny group, little percentage, less than 50% for sure, of people who say that they don't like the state of Standard right now. Mark Rosewater took a poll on his own damn Twitter and his own blog, okay? Around 79% of people said that Standard is in too high of a powered state and they're not comfortable with it, they want it lower. And keep in mind, about half of the people saying they're happy with it left a comment saying, I don't play Standard, ... So their opinion is officially gone. We don't care about those people. Usually after the ... was, but I enjoy the high-powered cards for my Modern and Commander decks. Well, good for you. Enjoy Modern Horizons 2 at the end of 2021. Like, that's for you, okay? Standard isn't for you then. And by the way, the other half of people said they're sick of being forced to rebuild their legacy vintage Commander, Pauper, and Modern decks just because they're printing overpowered broken crap in Standard. So not everybody's even on that page in the category of people who don't play Standard. So you kind of meta correct the poll. 90% of active Standard players are not happy with the state of Standard right now and want it to go back down. And they're correct. They're absolutely correct. The number of cards being banned is a direct result of the power level going up, because when you power up 100 cards, some of them go together a little bit too nicely. That's just how math works. And also, if I were to cite a second source on this to prove anybody wrong who says Standard is in a perfect place right now and there's nothing wrong and I'm crazy, go to MTG Pro Tracker, whatever the hell it's called, .com, and go look at the thing that they posted that says, here's the number of active users, and it is like a 33-degree angle downward consistent slope for like the last year and a half. That is number of active users or number of daily logins or however the hell they track it, who are using their little third-party plugin for Arena to like track some stuff. And remember, you got to be not so casual. You got to be pretty serious about it to download a third-party tracking app. So if they can only track their own community going down, can you imagine how many more casuals they're losing than serious people? Because casual people like to play casual decks that are more friendly, fun, and interesting. I mean, arguably so, but I still think that they're falling off even quicker. So according to just the stats from just them, Arena has lost over half of its players, and if you were to extrapolate it into 2021, they've lost 2/3 of their players. 2/3. That's on the millions scale. How much money do you think they lose by losing 1 million players? And then convert that to millions with an S. You cannot sit there and tell me that Wizards isn't concerned about this and doesn't feel like they should probably do something about it. But is their ego too big? They just don't want the black eye of, okay, we screwed up. Here's 20 banned cards. There, we did it. We fixed it. Come back and play again. They're too proud, so they're going to sit there and lose millions and millions and millions of dollars with Hasbro up their ass about losing money. But they're too proud and their egos would be too bruised and they'd have to admit what they did and how badly they screwed up and apologize to the users once ever, and then people would move on. And they're choosing to lose like $50 to $100 million in lost revenues instead. Amazing. There aren't even words for that. And doesn't that fit with their personalities and how they act on Twitter and how they make statements to the community? You know what? That's not my prevailing theory. They're just too stubborn and stupid, and they're just going to watch the world burn because they don't want to admit they were wrong, which, yeah, lefty political types tend to act that way, actually. So yeah, that's the absolute shitstorm that is Standard. That's everything you need to know about why they need to fix it, how they should fix it, and everything. So thanks for watching this channel where you get the most accurate information and come away the most informed. Don't forget to watch my other quality video I uploaded today. It's wonderful. And I'll see you guys next video.